Eagle, proud symbol of our country, keep on flying high up above, and together we will stand and we'll restore the land. Oh, Eagle, keep on flying, Eagle. Welcome in, listen to the Eagle, your live call-in radio show, hunting, fishing, God, family, and country. Bert Caruth coming to you live from the Reed's Metal Studio. You want to be a part of this show? It's your show. Paul Ott started over 20 years ago to be the voice of the Mississippi hunters and fishermen. So use your voice. Get on your soapbox. 1-800-251-5891. That's 1-800-251-5891 or pound 444 if you're C-Spire, customer inspired like we are. Want to thank you for making us a part of your night. And a couple of weeks ago, we got to go straight to the phone lines, Jim, because we got to clean house a little bit. A couple of weeks ago, Mr. Bob Fancher called in and had a little issue going on up in Grenada and asked if we would reach out and get some answers. Bob, welcome back. Listen to the Eagle.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Man, I appreciate it. Bob, if you don't mind, kind of share with the listeners what's going on up there, and then I do have you a little information.
That's fine up there around McIntyre Scatters. We, Mount Mason or whatever the government has land back all through there. It's all land locked up by all the landowners around it. No access to the land except by foot. There's no way to reach all the land by foot.
Kind of frame it, Bob, and correct me if I'm wrong in any of this. Basically, it's public hunting land. And for years, everybody could access it either by motorized vehicle like a four-wheeler or something like that to get around because it's several hundred of acres. But you're saying
thousands of acres.
Yeah, thousands of acres. And now you're saying that they have no motorized vehicle, so everything has to be by foot, and it's just almost you can't even enter the property now. So with that being said, although I don't have you any answers, I'm still pushing. I do have this for you and all of your friends that want to push the envelope on this to get answers.
Yes,
you need to call the North Region office and ask for Major Jerry Carter, and that's at 662-563-6221. I'm going to also call Major Carter and kind of help out and kind of explain what you're going through, and I'm feel sure we'll get some answers of what's going on. But again, that's the North Region office, Major Jerry Carter, 662-563-6221. And Mr. Fancher, I want to thank you for not only being a loyal listener, but for calling in about this, because that's what this show's all about, to try to help Mississippi's hunters and fishermen.
You know, like I said, you're talking thousands of acres there of public land, but no access to it. When the water's down, it's by boat, and you can't get back in there.
Right.
But anyway, I do appreciate it, and I know Jerry, and I'll give Jerry a call, see what he can do. And also, maybe I need to call the Mississippi Department of Wildlife Commissioners, all of them, and see what we can do about getting it. What is your feeling?
Well, look. When you go straight to the top, that's always a good place to start. Now, I will share this with you. Mr. Brad Young always comes in every third Monday night, and he's got some pretty good clout over there as well. So he'll be in next Monday night, so I invite you to call back again, and we'll both get Brad's take on it and see what we can do.
That sounds good. I do appreciate it very much.
Thank you, Mr. Fancher. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Yes, sir. Bye-bye.
Before we get out of this first segment, let me go ahead and introduce you to our guest on Listen to the Eagle tonight, the mayor of Meadville, Mr. Lane Reed.
Bert, it's good to be here in the Reed's Metal Studio.
Yes, sir.
Long-time listener to Listen to the Eagle, and so I'm excited about being here. Y'all do a great job. Just a great job.
Well, Mayor, I can't thank you enough for being here. And you and I are not only going to talk about your hometown and also the county, tons of events that are going on and how things are moving and shaking, but we're going to talk about the Scenic Rivers region as a whole. Scenic Rivers region has been a sponsor of Listen to the Eagle. It's where I grew up. It's so dear to me. It's where Paul Ott still is, and it is some of the most beautiful country and some of the best outdoors you'll ever be a part of, and we're very proud of it, and we're going to have fun tonight.
You and I talked about it. You got the Golden Triangle. You got the Delta. You got the Gulf Coast. And everybody always said Southwest Mississippi. Well, that's kind of a dot on the map, you know, but when you talk about the Delta, I'm going down to the Gulf Coast. Well, when we got now what we have, the Scenic Rivers region, well, now we're a destination. We're not just a dot on the map, and it's some of the most beautiful land, some of the best outdoors. I mean, you and I talked, listen to some of the things that Scenic Rivers region is bringing to the area. So they're about to have the Scenic Rivers Bass Fishing Trail, which is going to be all those Great Lakes you're talking about with tournaments. I mean, that's unbelievable. Then you're going to have the Scenic Rivers Birding Trail, the Scenic Rivers Regional Archery Series, 3D and indoor. And I mean, it's just going to continue on. And they've already, for about the last 4 or 5 years, been having tons of these events all throughout the region. And it's kind of like we used to say, you know, you kind of search on Google, where can I go for a vacation? Mm-hmm. Well, you don't have to search anymore. It's the Scenic Rivers region, because they've got anything and everything outdoors that you could have possibly want your family to be a part of. And then you kind of segue from the whole region to even just your area, just the events that you and I are going to talk about tonight, just not only in your town, but in your county.
Well, and I think the key thing is, and you just hit on, is what Paul Light showed me 30 years ago. You invest in kids.
Yes, sir.
You know, when I was growing up, and Paul Light was doing soil and water conservation camps with Dr. Mac Huddleston up in Pontotoc, that's the kind of investment. And now I remember that. I remember what he taught me about conservation. I remember what we talked about when he was speaking. I remember those things. I was blessed to have a daddy that taught me and a granddaddy that taught me to hunt and be wise. But those things where Paul Light, again in the 80s and the 70s, said, let's invest in kids.
Hey,
that's what they're doing.
He was talking about it in the 30s and the 20s and the teens. Look, hey, Paul Light's in the house. Paul Light's in the house, folks. Yeah, back in the 20s and the 30s, Paul Light was free. After we come to break, folks, we're going to have Paul Light up. He's in the Reed's Metal studio, and he'll give everybody an update on his clean bill of health. And he's also, some of you may remember, his co-host, his beautiful daughter, Carla. 10 years. Carla is in the house. So we may let them take over the mics for a little bit, Mayor, for maybe a segment, let them go down memory lane, but then we're going to have to kick them right back out.
Absolutely.
We can't let them get too comfortable in the Reed's Metal studio.
Absolutely. But when you invest in kids, Bert, you're making an investment that pays 2 and 3 and 4-fold. Absolutely. And so, you know, the other thing is when you say, you didn't mention the Gulf Coast, but that's again a destination.
Absolutely.
When they see scenic rivers, they ought to think about these deer horns right here.
Yeah.
They ought to think about
okay, to your point, and I don't mean to interrupt, but really, when you say I'm going to the Gulf Coast, immediately something pops into my mind.
Exactly.
When you say you're going to the Delta, I immediately start thinking blues, food. I mean, it's in my brain. When you say the Golden Triangle, I start thinking about Columbus and the industry that's up there. So you're right. When we mention Scenic Rivers region, what's the vision? What pops into your mind? Well, it's beautiful, not only what we talk about the rivers and outdoors, but like you said, deer horns. I mean, it's hunting and fishing heaven. Well, before we go to this break and we let Carla and Paul Light come up here real quick, because we'll come back and we'll talk about more events, but there's a big festival about to happen.
It is, and the Homochitto River Festival is going to take place in the town of Meadville, Mississippi on Saturday, October the 28th, and we want everybody to come. We're going to merge the outdoors and music. We were talking about earlier when you got folks like Bo Diddley and Jerry Clower and Larry Wallace and G.C. Cameron and Snoop Dogg in our area.
Yeah.
They're scenic rivers too.
Hey,
and so
absolutely.
We're going to merge that kind of music and that kind of outdoors event right square in the middle of deer season in the coolest time of the year. And I'm telling you, on Saturday, October 28th, you're going to want to be in Meadville, Mississippi.
Hey, mark your calendars, October 28th, Meadville, Mississippi. Robert Daly's raising his hand like he's in second grade. I'm in. It is going to be a big time. Great food, great music. Anything else? What other kind of activities?
Well, we're going to talk about that more, but one of the we're going to have a wild game cook-off, and so we're inviting everybody in the Scenic Rivers region to come to Meadville, put up a real small entry fee, and show how you can cook the way that people like you and Ann, we was talking about all right.
Well, I was also thinking Big Red, Paul Ott, Birch Brown. He always calls in and does a Big Red cooking segment, outdoors cooking. Big Red.
Well, it's time to put up or shut up.
Hey, that's
we're
what
not
I'm
going.
talking about.
When you think food in the Scenic Ribbon, we're going to end it. We're going to end it. We're going to decide who's got the best.
But look,
People are
hey,
going to speak.
You invited everybody in the Scenic Rivers region. We're statewide, baby. I invite the entire state of Mississippi. Come see what it's all about in Meadville, Mississippi.
Saturday, October the 28th. So it's going to be a big time. We're going to start the day off with a run sponsored by Franklin Telephone.
There you go, Carla. That's
Mississippi Track Commission. I mean, we want you to get your points. We want you to come be a part of that. So again, if you're a runner and you want to come to the Scenic River, we're going to ease you around the streets of Meadville, and you're going to see birds, and you might see some deer, and you might see some squirrels jumping across the street. We're going to put you right in the heart of the Scenic Rivers region.
The mayor is coming to town.
Mississippi.
Shucking the corn, baby. That's what I'm talking about. You want to be a part of the show. 1-800-251-5891. That's 1-800-251-5891 or pound 444 if you C-Spire. Customer inspired. Y'all don't go anywhere. Paul Ott, Carla coming up for the next segment. Then the mayor of Meadville and myself will continue promoting and shucking the corn like we do. Y'all don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Legendary entertainer Paul Ott brings you his greatest hits. Get them all in this special CD-DVD combo set, including Old Blue,
Many and a many of an early morn.
I Am Mississippi,
I am everything good you have ever dreamed about.
Right Arm of America, and many more. To order, visit listentotheeagle.com or send $20 check or money order to Paul Ott's Greatest Hits, Box 219, Summit, Mississippi 39666.
All right, welcome to Listen to the Eagle. I got my daughter Carla here, who was host of Listen to the Eagle for 10 years. Carla, there was some guy from Picayune used to call and say, she had the most prettiest girl in the world.
Well, actually, that was Willard, and he was from Meridian, not Picayune, Dad. But it is so good to be back, and I'm so proud of Bert. I mean, when you replaced me good. That's all I can say.
Bert said, Carla said, Bert, she was here 10 years. What's Bert doing with the show?
Well, 1-800, I hadn't forgotten the number, 1-800-251-5891.
Or C-Spire.
Yeah, what is it?
Pound
444 if you're C-Spire.
I thought she said
Yeah.
remembered.
Well, no, I remembered the phone number. I didn't remember that. That's a little bit of that's changed since I was here, Bert. You know, it has been a while.
Say, Mayor, do y'all claim Bude? I mean, that's what a parade is, right?
Yes, sir. We have one in Butte and Meadville now.
Yeah.
We have two parades.
Oh, do you really?
Yes, sir.
Butte and Meadville.
But one luncheon, and we need you there this year.
Well, I was there last year. I hardly have ever missed that. It's wonderful what y'all are doing over there, and it sounds like y'all got a lot going.
Well, Dad, I just want to tell everybody, and then I'm going to hand it back over to Bert with you, but we had a great doctor's visit today with Dr. Grace Shoemaker, and your cancer is still in remission, and you are doing great, and this has been a rough road for you, I know, but we are so proud of you, and I think you're on the road to recovery, and hopefully we're going to get you back in here more often, huh, Bert?
Can you open that Coca-Cola?
Well, you're not strong. He's still not strong enough to open his water, but you know.
I can't open nothing.
There you
Smile,
go, Daddy.
he's making a picture, Carla.
All right. Well, I hope to hear from some of the callers from a long time ago when I used to be here, and at least call in and say, hey, I know things have changed, and I've been away for a while down in Florida now, but
ain't that a shame, living in Destin, man.
I know, but I love keeping up with all my friends and my family and my Mississippi people. This will always be home, Daddy.
Well,
and it's a great place to live and grow up. And
it really is. And we lived here in Jackson for a while.
Yeah,
you know.
we did.
But we live in the Scenic Rivers area now, Dixie Springs, Mississippi.
I love that.
But I'm like Bert. You don't need just the Scenic Rivers folks coming to this thing, Mayor. Y'all need everybody. Bert, if you could have a mayor on like him every week, you wouldn't have to worry about nothing.
You got that right.
All right, Bert, come take your seat.
No, we got to wait till the segment's over. The toll-free number here, if you want to talk to Carla or me, is 1-800-251-5891, a pound 444 if you see Spire customer inspired. What else is at Eagle, Paul Ott?
At Paul Ott Eagle.
At Paul Ott Eagle. That's a Twitter.
You mean you know how to Twitter?
Twitter. I got people following me. I don't even know who they are. but
Yeah. So are you like President Trump? Do you tweet a lot?
yeah, he and I talk pretty often.
You do.
Yeah,
Do
what?
y'all tweet? He tweets. Him and Trump both tweet too much. Maybe we need to start screening your tweets.
No,
And maybe Ivanka can just screen her daddies too.
Bert says they ought to keep up with us, didn't he? What you said? 1-800-2. What is it?
You forgot it. 251
1-800
100
1-800-251-5891. Franklin County, boy, you got a lot going out there, Mayor. I'm gonna tell you one thing. That Homochitto, Kissa, how's it doing?
Doing well. A lot of fish in there.
Well, we fought for that thing. You know that lady that owned that newspaper. What was her name?
Mary Lou Well.
Lord, did we fight for that? Oh, now, Mayor, yeah. Now, they got not a controversy, but they got an issue going over there about dog collars. And it's a trial thing in the home.
Mayor, go take Carla.
Yeah, come on, take my seat. Come
All
on,
right,
Mayor.
come
All right,
on.
Daddy, love you.
Oh, okay. Well, don't go get in the car and leave me. Mayor, come on in here and
Yes,
tell
sir.
us something.
Well, there is still a lot to go on, a lot to be developed at
Yeah.
Okissa, and so we're trying to work with the United States Forest Service to get some cabins around there, to get on some development. They've started that development. Of course, Thad Cochran's been a mighty big supporter of the Okissa Lake,
It has.
and so he's done yeoman's work, but there's more to be done.
How big is that lake?
It's a little over 1,200 acres.
How about the fishing? Have they got any, what is it, bass, white perch, everything?
Exactly, a little bit of brim, and so they've really made some management decisions here in the last couple of years that been a little bit controversial,
Yeah.
and so but they claim that they've got the studies to back that up, and right now we're trusting in the wise management of the Forest Service because it's one of the largest lakes east of the Mississippi.
That's good. We don't have that many down here. I never will forget one of the forester guys told me one day when I was over here, he says, "Come here, I want to show you the damn dam." You got some great folks over there, though. We're about to run out of time, Mayor. I want to thank you for being on the show.
Sir.
And I'm like Bert, we want to invite you back because that's a Scenic Rivers area.
Hey, we got plenty of time. We're fixing to promote a bunch of stuff.
Oh,
Well, as long as you don't.
Hey,
I was-
Bob, you gonna come back over here and
in
Bert's
the
gonna
80s,
take your seat.
You made me be the lead hound dog. Now you're not gonna do that to me
Now,
again,
you
are
have-
you?
you have howled for me, and you didn't-
I have howled
And
for
you didn't need worming. but I've wormed a few mayors.
I understand. I don't want you to have to do that again. Man.
1-800-251-5891. We got the mayor of Meadville, Mississippi. What is Meadville? Where'd that come from?
That was Cowles Mead. He was an early settler in our deal, and actually early territorial governor. He was a fighter. He
You
was
don't
a
mean
soldier.
to tell me.
It's the truth. Meadville
Well-
was incorporated on August 21st, 1906.
Speaking of fighting, I watched Sergeant York last night.
That's a good one.
Oh, it's one of the best movies. We'll be right back. Y'all don't go away.
Paul Ott's The Day of the Lord CD DVD combo set is our free gift to you and your family. The Day of the Lord includes songs like I Am That I Am, Don't Cry for Me, and They Could Not Stop His Love, as well as special sermons by Tom Lester, Dr. Larry LeBlanc, and others. Paul's special holy visits and the printed Don't Cry for Me poster are also included. Get yours by calling 1-800-684-9486 or by letter to New Day of the Lord Ministries Foundation, Box 219, Summit, Mississippi 39666.
Welcome back and listen to the Eagle. Bert Caruth alongside Paul Ott in the Reeves Metal Studio with our wonderful guest tonight, the mayor of Meadville, Mr. Lane Reeves. I want to go straight to the phone lines now. Let's get Randy in Hattiesburg. Hey, Randy.
Hey, how you doing?
Man, we are wonderful. Welcome to Listen to the Eagle.
Thank you. I just wanted to call and ask if you guys have heard anything on the Hearing Protection Act legislation going on in Congress. If there's any update to that you know of, or if you guys are supporting that, or if folks are even aware that that's going on.
Well, Paul Ott's looking at me, and I'm looking at him. We both are not aware, and the mayor's even kind of shaking his head that he's not aware. So we need to probably do a little research and get aware and decide whether we're for it or not, because I can't answer that.
And what was the question, Bert?
Paul Ott, you need some hearing, don't you?
Well, I got my good ear towards you. What was the question?
Randy, go ahead again, please. Share what's going on.
Well, the Hearing Protection Act is basically for not competition shooters or anything like that, but it's about putting, legalizing without the $200 tax stamp suppressor usage on 22 rifles and things of that nature. That way you're not out there cracking those shots, from your rifles or whatever. It's basically taking the $200 tax stamp off suppressor usage and making them more accessible.
Well, Randy, thank you for bringing this to the attention, at least to the Eagle and statewide, but let us do a little research on that, and man, please keep listening, and we'll probably, I don't know that we'll address it next Monday night because we've got a packed show with the Southern Attraction Outdoor guys, and we got Brad Young coming in from the department, so just give us a couple of weeks, but keep listening, and we will address this for sure, and I appreciate you bringing it up.
Sound like politics to me.
Yep. Thank you so much, Randy, for being a part of Listen to the
Appreciate
Eagle.
you calling,
1-800-251-5891. That's 1-800-251-5891 or pound 444 if you're C-Spire, customer inspired like we are. Paul, one other thing I want to do is I want to congratulate from the Scenic Rivers region down there, Corey Dickerson, who just made the Major League All-Star team, plays for the Tampa Bay Devil Rays, I believe, and want to congratulate him, Major League Baseball player. That's pretty awesome stuff.
Yeah.
His mom's listening, Becky.
They're listening
and
down
Miss
in
Becky, yeah, the mom's
Brookhaven,
listening,
Mississippi.
yeah.
What about Homochitto? Are they coming?
I think they're going to be on Saturday, October 28th. They're going to be in Meadville, Mississippi.
Do you know what Homochitto
The whole
stands
state,
for?
Mayor, the whole state.
The entire state. But he asked me about Homochitto.
Yeah, I know.
Homochitto.
It remind me what Homochitto stands for.
Big Creek.
Big Creek.
Big
Well,
Creek.
that reminds me of a story.
Yeah, well, go
Meadville, Mississippi is the chess capital of Mississippi.
the what?
The chess capital.
Chess
of,
capital.
The
All
chess
right,
capital.
don't say the names you gave those things on air.
Now, do you play chess, Paula?
And checkers too.
Well, there you go. Look, we've got a chess center, the Southwest Mississippi Chess Center. We teach chess in the schools, and our young people won the state championship last year and went up to Nashville, Tennessee, and won. We're in the top 10 in the United States of America, right from Meadville and Franklin County, Mississippi.
Smart boys.
I'm telling you, what we're trying to do there is we're taking lessons that you and I learned in the woods, and we're putting them on a checkerboard so the kids that don't have them necessarily have a hunting and fishing opportunity can say, hey, here's how I escape danger. Here's how I don't give up. Here's how I push through and I win the race.
Yeah.
Walt Grayson came down about 2 weeks ago
The
and did a
flower
segment.
boy?
Yes, sir. He came down and he did a segment on our chess program, and we were so happy to have him in Meadville, Mississippi. We welcomed him with open arms.
Old Walt Grayson, he's been on a long time.
He has been, and he's a big supporter of music.
Yeah,
And you know we're going to have music in Meadville, Mississippi on Saturday, October 28th. We're going to start at 8 in the morning. We're going to go to 8 at night, 2 stages.
And great food.
And great food.
Bert,
I had not how can I miss talking about food? We're going to have vendors there. We're going to have 2 city blocks. Now, the lady that I talked right before I got in, I called a lady that's in charge of the vendors, Rhonda Huff for the Chamber of Commerce.
Right.
And she says, Lane, we are online to have over 100 vendors in Meadville, Mississippi on Saturday, October 28th.
It sounds like anything and everything you could possibly dream of is in Meadville, Mississippi.
And the good thing is there's only going to be one of it. We're not going to have 28 people serving jambalaya. We're going to have one person selling jambalaya. And so we're going to have one person selling hamburgers. And so anything that you can want of, we're going to have one of them in Meadville, Mississippi at the Homochitto River Festival on Saturday, October the 28th.
Bert, this fella here would make a good cocoa host. If you ever lack of a guest.
Hey, Paulette, forget that. We're putting him in sales, baby. He is going to sell out. Listen to the Eagle with sponsors. I can promise you that.
Well,
Listen, you know the turkey only missed one vote of being in National Seminary. It would have been listen to the turkey. I mean, it just really, you know who voted? Benjamin Franklin.
Paulette, were you at that vote?
He was.
Bert. I really miss you and Carla talking about my age.
I've not said anything about your age.
I know it's
and I've been pointing out that you've been a faithful supporter of the Christmas Parade luncheon for 30 years.
Mayor, I want to thank you so much for being listed. Eagle. Real quick, we're about to go out. One last thing that you want to say to the state of Mississippi.
I want to say that we want you to be in the Scenic Rivers region in southwest Mississippi, in Meadville, Mississippi, on Saturday, October the 28th. In fact, I want Listen to the Eagle to be in Meadville, Mississippi on Saturday, October the 28th, live in Meadville, Mississippi.
Thank you so much for being there. If you don't remember anything else, remember this. If you do things your way, you will get your results, some good, some bad. If you'll stop and pray, you'll get his results.
And those who wait for the Lord shall renew their strength. They will mount up with wings like eagles, and they shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. We'll see you next week.